right, so today I'll be talking about things nobody told me about raising children in America. It's quite different from the regular things people say, like, oh, you don't, you know, uh, scold a child, you don't yell at children, what they call it here, yelling. You don't yell at children, you don't spank, the child. It's quite different. These are basic experiences I'm having. Maybe someone have also experienced this, navigating, transiting from being an African mom into becoming an African, raising children in America. So these are some of my experiences and what nobody told me. Number one is that children are taught here to express themselves very early. In Africa, how we are raised and how we raise our children is they listen while adults talk. So that is even in schools, you see, a class teacher, if children are taught to listen to adults. But here is quite different. A child is taught to express themselves, even as a child. Like I'm an early childhood educator, we are taught to allow the children ask us questions. Curiosity is a way of a child to learn. So a child can ask you, express themselves, and you engage in conversation with them. In Africa, what is engaging conversation? You talk with your parents, you talk with your teachers, but it's quite different. I remember those days in Africa, raising children in Africa, when a parent wakes you up early in the morning, tap you, and said, "Wake up, we need to talk." Your mind will go first. What have I done? And from there, maybe you start with prayers. After prayers, then we'll start a real talk. And after talking, if it's like, advising, observation, after everything, you will say, "Oh, thank you, mom. Thank you, that." But here is quite different. The children will tell you the way they feel. The children they will tell you, "Mommy, I need to have a conversation with you." Woohoo! And as they're having that conversation with you, you are listening to them. And sometimes if you like want to, you hear something and you want to like say, "No, no, 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 this is not." They will just say, "Wait, mom, like when you were talking, I did not interrupt you." You know, these are some of the basic online African parents will understand when an adult is talking and a child interrupt, especially a mom, dad, absolutely different. Number two, another thing that nobody told me about. Children are taught social emotional learning early here. We are taught back home, but it's quite different. Children know that when someone has need for a therapy, children go to see their school counselors, which then in Africa, counselors will be asking us, go and see your school counselor is like maybe when you are ready to write WAEC. I think that was the only time I saw my school counselor and all that. I know things has changed, now, but it's absolutely different. You know, children we teach respect differently in Africa. Children are taught to respect everyone that is older than them. Even in some homes, your sibling, you don't call your sibling by name. If your sibling is older, you call by brother, sister, and just to, have that sense of respect. But here, it's different. Like when I started teaching here, I children would just call you Oma, Chioma. It's normal, but it's quite different. And navigating, your children, seeing all these things, and also trying to like raise them up as Africans. It's so challenging. I remember one time when my children had to tell me, say, Mommy, you still have this African mentality. I said, I'm African. Not really African mentality, but it's our culture. These are some of the things I wasn't ready, I wasn't prepared for. And another one, it's discipline. Here is quite different. Here, you ought to connect with the child. In fact, currently now is conscious discipline, where as an adult, you need to be regulated before you can regulate a child. Imagine a child yelling at you. I've seen cases where children will say to their mother, I hate you. I do this, I do that. How dare you say that to your mother, to your father in Africa? Who born you? Like you would say. But here, as the child is yelling, destroying things, you will still see the mom, the dad calm. Sometimes give them space, for them to have their big feelings. No. In Africa, we are taught inward discipline, where you sit down, think about, before you act, you have to think about the precaution. You have to think about the outcome. When you remember the outcome of your behavior, you will adjust. Children were learn how to like endure their feelings, but it's different here. Children voice out their feelings. They can tell you, I'm so mad, I'm so angry, and so excuse me. So these are things I'm navigating, where you have to connect with a child. You have to see reasons, with their feelings, with their emotions. Even when they are yelling at you, you just take it lightly, be calm, be talking to them. And the last one, I wasn't prepared, was the use of technology. In Africa, children, well, things have really changed, but I know back then we don't allow any of our children to use social media while they are in high school, or they don't even have a phone. Some of them don't have a phone while they are in middle school, high school. But here, children have access to Wi-Fi at school. They have access to phone, because communication is very important. You need to take track of where your kids are. But what happens with the social media, with the games? You'll be in your, somewhere, and you hear your child having conversation with another child elsewhere. Sometimes you see them, the way they talk to each other, react and all. I was like, excuse me, what is going on there? And they will tell you, oh, we are out of school, this and that. We're just playing games and all that. This is part one. I'll continue with part two. So drop in the comment and let me know some of the things you are navigating as a parent. Parenting in America. I don't want to say it's challenging, but it's a total different ball game. Different ball game. Coming from Africa, raising children in Africa, and raising children in America.